In the year 1981, there was a war, a Lebanese war, the first Lebanese war between Israel and Lebanon, because the Palestine Liberation Organization was there, and Yasser Arafat, whose name is still remembered, barely remembered, but still remembered from time to time, was there. And he was exiled to Tunis. And we decided that there was, as a result of that, a threat to the Jews of Tunisia. And we sent a group of people to Tunisia to see whether we could organize the departure of the Jews of Tunisia in a clandestine manner from Tunisia and bring them to Israel preferably. But if not, we'd take them to other places. And after a short while, we began to feel that something was wrong on the ground. The Jews were not cooperating with us. And we found that there were forces on the ground who were working against us. And we were telling the Jews, don't go, don't listen to these fellows who come from Israel. They're no good. You stay where you are. And it transpired that they were the emissaries of Chabad. So, since I was then in charge of these kind of activities, I suggested to my director that maybe we should go and talk to the Rabbi Lubavitch. He said, "You think you can get an interview with Rabbi Lubavitch?" I said, "I know it's very difficult. A, because he has very little time and because a lot of people want to see him. Secondly, because he has these audiences at night. He used to meet people at night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock at night. And he's very short. Every 2-3 minutes you go in, you go out. And it's a variety of things he deals with, matters of policy, and a lot of the people who are his followers, who seek his advice and his guidance, who to marry, what to marry, how to marry, what job to take, what not job to take, and matters of all kinds. He was really a leader of his flock and also a leader of every individual in his flock. So I said, I'm not sure I will get this audience, I'll try. And I tried, and there's an Israel Consul General here in New York, whose name was Naftali Lavi, who some of you might have known, maybe not. At any rate, he was the elder brother of who was, until recently, the chief rabbi of Israel, Rabbi Lau Lavi. And he arranged me to meet with Rabbi Lubavitch, where I was told, you only have 5 minutes maximum. You have to think clearly what you have to say. You tell him what you have to say, he'll give you a reply, and that will be the end of it. Well, I went in, and 2 hours later I left him. And the conversation began by my presenting the problem of the threat to the Jews of Tunisia. And he listened very attentively, and then he said to me, "You're wrong." I said, "Well, you're wrong." He said, your intelligence is faulty." I was a little surprised. He said, "I know better. I also have intelligence. I also have my agents. And they tell me that your threat assessment is wrong, absolutely wrong. And by the way, I've been in touch with senior officials of the State Department here in Washington, and they tell me also that you're wrong. And therefore, I don't think I need to do what you're asking of me." I said, "Yes, Rabbi, I understand what you're saying, but you must understand the State of Israel has a responsibility. We are responsible for this." And he said to me, "Who said you're responsible? Who gave you the responsibility?" "You're responsible? I'm responsible." I said, "I don't want to question your responsibility, but nevertheless, we are a state. Therefore, we have an overreaching responsibility for the well-being of the Jews, especially after the terrible experience of the Holocaust, of the Shoah. We feel it is one of our basic tenets, also by the way of the organization which I represent. I said to him that we cannot allow a repeat of this, and therefore we see communities in distress, we have to go in, it's our responsibility. And if we have the responsibility, then we have the authority. He said, no, I don't accept this. And he didn't budge, and he refused to instruct his people otherwise than he had instructed them before. By the way, in the end he proved right. The Jews stayed there, most of them, and nothing happened to them. But I will tell you what I told them then. I said, if, God forbid, I am right and you're wrong, and something happens, nobody's going to say, where was the Rabbi of Lubavitch? Why didn't the Rabbi of Lubavitch come and save us? But everybody would say in the world, where is Israel? Why didn't Israel save them? Well, after discussing this, he said, since you're here, I'd like to understand better how intelligence in Israel works.